Fan of the Hodaki Big Show podcast? Make sure you check out more from Jace, Mike and Keezy on their Instagram and TikTok at Hodaki Big Show. Or tune into them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hodaki. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate. How are we, fellas? We're all good?
Bloody good, actually.
Nice flight, wasn't it?
Very nice flight.
Nice plane.
Yeah.
Nice plane.
I finally got a window seat.
Good window.
It's been so long since I've had a window seat, and I enjoyed that.
Closed the shutter, didn't you, as soon as you sat down?
Yeah, and just
you
leaned against it.
Had
and
a couple of kids next to you dying to look out the window and
I
see
did
the
actually have
sights, and you just shut that down so you could read your little book.
True story. I did have a couple of young ladies next to me.
Oh, yeah, this cracked me up.
Who were absolutely enamoured with each other.
Oh, were they? Hooking in, were they?
Well, pretty much,
But one had bright blue hair, one had bright red hair, and they were lovely. And they sat next to Jace, and I was just like, yeah, classic.
In what way, Keezy?
You were loving it?
What do you mean loving
You were
it?
loving it. You were like, they walked and went, oh, we're sitting here, and you went, and you did that thing where you look at them and pat the seat and say, come and sit down. It was, yeah. It was bad.
Is that what happened? Is it Keezy?
It's literally exactly what happened.
Right, okay. Yes, sweet.
And then
but
you were
know,
like, oh, try not to sit on my hand. Be careful not to sit on my hand.
Oops.
Oh,
hey. Sorry, the shade was down.
What he did is patted his lap, eh?
He patted his lap and then was like, nah, then patted the chair and then was like, oh, nah, but if you want, and then patted his lap again.
Whatever.
That's exactly how it happened.
I'm more disturbed by the fact that Minoguey and I left early because, as we do, now we like to get there early so we can settle in. And Minoguey told me about a very disturbing dream he had the night before. And
I reckon we should get into this here.
Are we able to talk about that?
Yeah, because we should talk about it here.
we don't have
We're
to
not
go
going to
into
talk about it on the radio. I thought we'd not talk about it at all. But
Nah,
yeah,
let's talk about it.
just not. We don't have to go into massive detail.
Well, I think...
it's the only really way that the story's going to pay off. Look, I had a dream that we all went to a brothel.
Hey.
There was heaps of people there that we knew, actually.
Cool.
It was a high-class establishment.
Yeah.
Was Keezy like the sort of
The
concierge? Yeah, the MC.
Well, it was funny because it was a really long dream because we were sort of walking around. I get the feeling we were in Spain or something like that.
Right.
We'd sort of been walking around cobbled streets and going to different bars and
Oh,
things.
I like
and
that.
then
That sounds good.
somebody got their hands on us, and next thing you knew, we're in this really top-notch. That's right, top-notch brothel there, and I sort of excused myself from proceedings, and I thought Hoity J would be joining me.
Can I just qualify? How does it? What made you think it was top notch?
Well, look, truly beautiful woman in there. Fancy. It was a fancy.
Like
Right,
really nice
okay.
decor and like amazing.
Yeah.
Like purple curtains and stuff.
No, it was, as I say, it was sort of in this Spanishy, Italian-y sort of a style. But anyway, I thought old Jace would be joining me there just to sit off at the nice bar there and have a drink while we waited for people to go about their business. But I turn around and Jace has already chosen his and is off to the room. And then sort of time went on and somebody joined us. I don't know who that was, and he was pretty steamed, and he took himself off there. And
The Keezy
and
must
then
have
everybody
taken
came
himself
back out and paid, and this guy, which I've just remembered now, it cost him $30,000.
What did he order?
Then we were waiting for Jace, and all you could hear were these cries of sort of ecstasy, and you could sort of peek in, actually, and see Hoity J on the bed there.
Do we?
Yes.
I mean, we've already been chastised by the big dog for one of our podcasts.
Yeah.
the really filthy one.
No, but there was nothing explicit going on. That you could, like, I wasn't watching anything explicit going on, but there was certainly cries of ecstasy coming from Jace, from the room, and let's just say that the professional in question was using a tool.
And was she holding the tool or was it attached?
No, it was just sort of implied in a dreamlike way that
Oh,
was what was
right,
going
right,
on.
okay,
But
yeah,
Jason absolutely was. Yeah, you were all for it.
And I have to ask the question: did you wake up with like a half mongrel? Or a full mongrel?
No, I didn't. I think the dream continued on from there.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm operating one anyway.
Yeah.
Well, so I feel like I didn't feature, which I'm quite happy about.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
no,
it's
but
good.
there've been all sorts of yarns going on over the course of our drives. And things.
Weren't there? And I would suggest that Keezy was deep in the stark recesses
Within his dream.
of the said establishment,
Right.
and thus he didn't feature greatly.
Right, I see.
So yeah.
Well, there's honestly...
Well, I think the thing about
Flicking
it is
from
even
room to
my
room.
imagination couldn't plumb the depths of,
Yeah.
of what Keezy would get up to
Well,
in such an establishment.
I think it plumbed relatively deep, to be honest.
Oh yeah, but
I
still
mean,
not deep enough.
Yeah.
Some might say.
Jace getting a damn good seeing to still isn't deep enough for what I would do at a brothel. Just clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a brothel?
No.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Was it good?
dozens of them. Yeah, because I used to own a chain of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
What were they called again?
What was it there? Because we had a couple of name changes because I was sort of
Trying to find the right connection.
They're a bit close to the name. We thought if we sort of use the names of sort of already well-established brands, that would help us with brand recognition and we'd start getting people through the door.
Sure.
I think we went with Riccadonna's in the end.
Riccadonna's.
Yeah.
Okay. Not Mikey's.
Oh, well, there's a few Minoguey-OHHH, Minoguey-OHHH mermaids, etc.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Minoguey-OHHH. Minoguey-OHHH.
Yeah. But yeah, it never really took off, to be honest.
Right. Okay.
But you had a chain of them.
Well, yeah, and what we tried to do is use competitors' coupons. So if you had a McDonald's coupon,
For a free
anything
cheeseburger,
like that,
yeah.
you could come down.
Bar
And so
tab.
we sort of found ourselves sort of preoccupied by trying to make then cheeseburgers and all
Yeah.
that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so we weren't really set up with a kitchen for that.
Right.
And
so
there
you'd
was like free wheel balance from Tony's Tyre Service and that sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
like now we've got to get that installed. And
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we just diversified a bit too much, a bit early.
free Whopper voucher.
Yeah, exactly.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keezy. The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
I'll tell you what, if there's not a lot of brothels for men, is there? In the sense that ladies go there.
Oh, the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've never even heard of one in New Zealand.
No.
I mean, having said that I haven't been to brothels, I was a gigolo.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right. You were
And
an
I- and I-
owner-operator.
Yeah. And
Sole operator.
and I think that,
Sole trader.
that's, I mean, if women are going in that direction, that tends to be the way they go, is to,
A gigolo.
the solo
Right.
contact.
What did you have to have a gigolo name, or is that not a thing, or were you just Jace, Hoity J?
Yeah.
You're just Hoity J.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, I mean, that's part of my life. I keep to myself, Keezy. I'm not one to sort of go on about that sort of stuff.
Because what you find in those relationships, Jace, as a gigolo, is it's more the companionship they're after.
Yes.
They want the conversation. They want to be heard. They want to have an intelligent conversation about the arts, and just to be heard about the things that have happened in their life, to go out, somebody who knows food, wine,
Thank you, Mike.
culture.
Well, and you're exactly right there. And to be honest with you, when we got to the sex part of it, it all fell apart a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
What did?
Well, I mean, Mike's right in the sense that they wanted intelligent and sort of companion,
Right.
talking about the arts, understanding fine wine and foods, Keezy.
Right. And who did
so-
that? You did that.
Yeah, I did all that
Oh,
stuff.
right.
And then, it would come to the making love part, and yeah, I just wasn't really interested, to be honest.
So you're a gigolo who didn't. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't necessarily into it.
Ploughing away there.
Were you?
And often you'd find, because this is when I was in my sort of mid-20s, my rootin' days, and, often my client would be significantly older than me.
Yeah.
Because often, of course, very professional woman, very
Right.
successful, who didn't have time for relationships, so old Hoity J was the perfect fit.
Yeah.
How long?
As you were. Yeah.
How long have you been married for?
Pardon?
How long have you been married?
It's none of your business.
What
Keezy.
is it? 27 years? 26 years?
Pardon?
All of a sudden you go. Is it 26 years you've been married?
He's not prepared to talk about that.
That's
But he's
private
prepared to
stuff,
talk
Keezy.
prepared to talk about his gigolo
I'm
years.
just trying to run the maths over here.
Well, I can't remember because it feels like our first year was 25 years.
I think you're 26 and you're coming up on... oh, no, you just
Had it.
You just
Yeah.
had... So 27?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Are your headphones broken?
Yeah, I'm cutting out here.
Okay.
I'm cutting out here, Keezy.
All right, fair enough. I had to share a room with Pugs. It was an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Oh, now
We'll
talk
be
us
getting
through that.
We'll be getting into that in the show because
Okay.
Pugs was disgusted. He was pale this morning, Keezy.
Was he?
I've never seen, because he's got quite a olive complexion,
Very olive, yeah.
and the moment
All
I
over
saw
too.
him, I was like, "Are you okay, Pugs?" And he just could barely speak. He was shaking.
Yeah. Well, you know what it's like hazing the new fella, you know.
Yeah.
First time sharing a hotel room and that. And but now we got back to the hotel room after Mastered in there, and he cut the podcast up and put that out. Actually, the outro, we completely forgot about it, so that's going up.
Yeah,
now,
I know. I
think.
tried to listen
to
to that
it.
on the plane. It
Yeah.
wasn't there. It's fuming.
Fuming. But that's so that's up now anyway. But and then we just had room service burgers, ate them in our beds.
Oh, did
The
you get the
cheeseburgers there?
cheeseburger as
Yeah.
well? Did you?
Oh,
was
unbelievable, man. I was absolutely... Because I got a cheeseburger as well because
Yeah.
there's no option there for a vegetarian.
No, it was
I'm
kinda
so
shit.
completely off the wagon now. It's a disgrace. But
I-
I ordered my
Yes.
cheeseburger there, and was lying in bed watching a bit of the old cricket and saying, Jesus, this is taking forever. So I called down to the old room servicey people there. They weren't answering the phone, and I was like, might just check my room number again. And sure enough, I'd given them the wrong room number.
Oh my god!
So I stuck my head out at the door. Unfortunately, just caught the woman there trying to get back in the lift. She was taking it away. I don't know how long she'd been standing there for.
Oh, gutted.
But yeah, no, she was all good, delish.
But
it
what
was
they-
actually pretty good.
It-
But
yeah.
what I realised was I actually didn't need anything. I wasn't even hungry.
Well, you just smashed fish and chips.
Well, not just.
Well, about an hour and a half before.
The trip was 2 hours.
There was like 4 hours before then.
Yeah, it was
But
quite
what-
a long time.
The reason the cheeseburger was good though is because they just took a regular cheeseburger you get from BK or whatever, and they just did really gourmet versions of the buns, the patty, and the cheese, and the pickles and
And
stuff.
it was only $30.
oh yeah, it was,
I
yeah,
had
but worth
the
paying though. Aren't they?
chartreuse or whatever it's called, and it was
Oh, charcuterie board.
charcuterie. That's so yeah,
Chartreuse.
Is that true?
Got a bottle of chartreuse.
And I was thinking to myself, because it was like cured meats and a terrine and pickles and stuff. Fuck, it was good.
Yeah.
Because usually those things are pretty disappointing, but I was impressed,
Right, yeah.
and that was only $21.
Right.
And after I'd finished it, it was like the perfect amount. But then I needed twisties,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then I needed chocolate, and
Amen.
I thought there was literally a servo around the corner, so I went out to get that, but it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, they
I
moved
was
it.
gutted, man.
So we ate 2 cheeseburgers in our beds.
Each.
No, one each. I realised that Back to the Future was on, and Pug said he'd never seen it, and so we proceeded to watch it while I quoted it directly all the way through.
He must have loved that.
Yeah, and then just as it
Is
was,
there anything better than an asshole like that? Used to get it. I remember actually as a kid sitting in a cinema in Levin, and somebody had gone to see this film for the second time. They were sitting behind me. They'd brought their friend. Obviously, said, "This, you got to come and see this film."
yeah,
And this guy spent the whole movie going, "Oh, watch this bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Can I
watch
just-
this bit." It's like, what do you think I'm going to do, motherfucker? I'm here to watch the movie. I'm going to watch this bit. But he had to let his mate know that he knew that this next bit was good.
Can I just
And that's
clarify?
a real easy move.
No, is it? This is a
Very
movie that
sounds
came out
just
in
like a little-
1985
Oh,
and is
no.
a cult classic.
I know. Yeah.
And so,
do you
but-
think that improved the viewing
Did for
Pugs?
me.
for Pugs?
I
You think
loved
you
it.
enjoyed it more knowing that you knew?
I was just like, let's see if these bastards can do 90, and then went, wait, 21 gigawatts,
Yeah.
1.20, whatever. But then, just as it was getting good, just as he's starting to accidentally meddle with his family and stuff, and his mum's hitting on him and stuff, I was like, sorry, mate, we've got to flick it over to the rugby league.
Funny that you consider that's a good bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a good as bit.
Doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
But, just as it starts getting interesting, and then he was getting into it. He's like, this is really good. And I was like, yeah, it's a shame. We've got to watch the Melbourne Storm play the Eels now.
Yeah.
And you will get no resolution from this movie.
Yeah, and what time did that finish?
Midnight.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like sport.
No.
And we were both up till midnight watching the game.
Yeah.
And he was feigning interest, and I was impressed.
Yeah, I would have told you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't realise that game was on until this morning.
It was, what was awesome is I didn't realise we were staying in the same hotel as the Warriors, who were playing in Wellington tonight.
Yeah.
And so this morning, I went and had brekkie at the hotel. Me and Pugs both did. And Stacey Jones and all the coach and the management team were all there, sitting at the table next to us, discussing the game from the night before. And it was interesting hearing experts talking about the game.
Right.
And they were talking about Alyssa Katoa used to play for the Warriors last season. He's now at the Storm. First thing he did was hit someone late and get put on report. No, like, he's going to have to cut that sort of stuff out, He's got a bit of that in his game. And it was, really
that's real
interesting.
expert shit, eh?
Yeah, I
but,
think,
they were getting real in
expert
depth.
wouldn't know that you shouldn't hit someone late and get put on a report.
No, but they were saying stuff like, he has a tendency to do that when he was playing for it,
I was talking to the boys the night before when I went,
What boys?
The Warriors boys. Because I had
which ones?
Pardon?
How long have you been married?
And we're just running through, their hopes and expectations for the season and so forth. So that was good. And I was talking about the game that had just been played because I couldn't sleep.
The game that had just been played.
Yeah, the Storm versus the Eels there. So I had I shouldn't get to bed till 3.
What did you think about the finish of that game?
Oh, golden point. So good, man.
Yeah, what about
and he could have slotted the droppy, but he spun it. He ran it instead and got a try. It was so good.
Yeah, well, it was close. This is the... Sorry, pardon me.
Oh, you fucking foul beast.
This is the exact conversation me and Jace had while walking from the airport terminal.
Oh, right.
And he's just quoting it back to me.
Yeah. There you go.
Your Horaki Big Show Keezy word of the day is...
Rugby league.
I love rugby league.
I hate it.
Hey, don't forget to send all the Keezy words in over the weekend there to the Hodaki Big Show on Instagram. Send your mobile number as well. We could be calling you with a prize on Monday. And don't forget Mr. Mike Minogue, Hoity J, and Chris KNZ on the Instagram. Give us a follow.